Hi, welcome to Charlie's Garage. I wanted to take a moment while my students have this engine partially disassembled to talk about something that a lot of people don't really understand, and that's engine overspeed and the effect that it can have on an engine. So a lot of people, even if you're not a diesel enthusiast, if you just drive a regular car, you might notice that you have on a lot of tachometers out there an RPM range that will be red, or an area that you say that you shouldn't rev up to. What that means is that you're getting into that range of what we would call engine overspeed. And the biggest impact that engine overspeed can have is by looking at these valves and looking at these springs right here. So the position that all of these springs are in right now, since all the rockers and everything have been taken off, is that all these valves are in the closed position. And what holds the valve in the closed position are these springs. And when the rocker arm are on, the rocker arm, the camshaft will push it and it'll overcome these springs to push the valve open. When that cam lobe comes off of that rocker and the rocker starts to lift, it's the spring expanding that causes the valve to close. Mechanically, this spring is set to a certain tension and can only close at a certain speed. So if your crankshaft starts rotating faster than this spring can close this valve, then the piston is going to come up and hit the valve before it's closed. And that would be what we refer to sometimes as valve float, when the engine RPMs exceed the spring's capacity to close the valve in time, and the valve is open when there's nothing really pushing it open because the spring is too slow to keep up with the engine RPM. So I hope you learned a couple of terms in this video, right? So we got valve float, which was when the valve is hanging open when it's not supposed to be, and engine overspeed, which could cause the crankshaft to make the piston contact this valve. And you would have catastrophic engine failure in that rate. So if we talk about a real world application, let's say you're in a tractor trailer pulling 83,000 pounds going down a hill and you miss a shift and all of a sudden your RPMs of your engine jump way up, then that could potentially cause damage that we're talking about here. So that's our lesson for today: valve overlap, or not valve overlap, valve float and engine overspeed. So if you have any questions about those two topics, let me know. Please like and subscribe.